Did you know that cities cover just 2% of the Earth's surface but are responsible for 70% of global carbon emissions? That's a huge impact for such a small space. Urban living is growing fast, with over 56% of the world's population now living in cities. But with all this growth comes a challenge. How can we make city life more eco-friendly? In this video, we'll explore some surprising and innovative ways cities are becoming greener and smarter. From rooftop gardens that help clean the air, to tech-driven solutions that cut down on energy use, we'll show you how urban areas are transforming. We'll dive into cool strategies like biking to reduce pollution, turning trash into treasure with zero-waste programs, and even using trees to fight climate change. Stay with us as we uncover simple, yet powerful ideas that can help make our cities healthier and more sustainable. Trust us, some of these strategies might just change the way you think about city living. Chapter 1: Greenifying the Concrete Jungle, the Rise of Urban Gardens in Cities, where buildings often outnumber trees. The idea of transforming rooftops into gardens might sound too good to be true. But in fact, urban gardening is becoming more common. Cities like New York and Tokyo have adopted rooftop farms that not only grow food but also help reduce air pollution. These spaces help cities breathe easier and lower temperatures by providing natural shade. According to a report from the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, green roofs can reduce temperatures by up to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. But that's just the beginning. Urban gardens also help lower energy costs for buildings, as they provide insulation. In Toronto, for example, green roofs are saving buildings about $5 million annually in energy costs. Community gardens are another important tool in urban sustainability. They turn vacant lots into productive spaces, helping neighbors connect and grow fresh food. In fact, a study from the University of California found that food grown in community gardens is often more nutritious than store-bought produce. With about 1 in 8 people in the US living in food deserts, community gardens also address food insecurity. And while they offer local, fresh produce, they can reduce the carbon footprint of transporting food from faraway farms. Cities like Paris have been leading the charge in integrating edible gardens into urban planning. In 2020, Paris launched the Parisculteurs program, aiming to create 100 hectares of urban agriculture by 2020. These green spaces also support biodiversity. According to the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, urban gardens can become refuges for insects, birds, and other wildlife. Whether it's a pollinator garden or a small vegetable patch, these areas help restore balance to urban ecosystems. Cities are starting to recognize that nature isn't just something out there, but something that can be brought to people's doorsteps. Chapter 2: Smart Cities, Smarter Living. Tech meets sustainability. When you think of a sustainable city, technology might not be the first thing that comes to mind. But the truth is, high-tech solutions are at the heart of many urban sustainability efforts today. Smart cities are using data to reduce energy consumption and improve quality of life. For example, cities like Singapore and Barcelona use sensors to monitor air quality and traffic flow. These sensors allow city officials to make real-time adjustments that reduce pollution and waste. Take smart grids, for example. These are systems that can adjust energy usage based on demand. Instead of running power plants full throttle, smart grids ensure energy is used more efficiently, especially during peak hours. In fact, cities with smart grids can reduce energy consumption by up to 30%. On the streets, smart traffic lights are helping cut down on emissions. In cities like Los Angeles, traffic lights adjust based on traffic flow, minimizing idling time and reducing carbon emissions. Building technology is also playing a big role in sustainable cities. Many new buildings are being designed with green materials and energy-saving features like solar panels and rainwater harvesting systems. The Edge in Amsterdam, for example, is one of the world's greenest buildings. It uses a combination of solar panels, wind energy, and a smart climate system to lower its carbon footprint. As more cities embrace these technologies, the environmental impact of urban living becomes much smaller. Chapter 3: Bikes over Cars. Paving the way for pedal-powered bikes are more than just a fun way to get around. They're becoming a crucial part of sustainable cities. In fact, cities with more bike lanes report lower levels of air pollution and fewer traffic accidents. In Copenhagen, over 40% of people commute by bike every day. The city has made significant investments in cycling infrastructure, including 390 kilometers of bike lanes. According to the Copenhagen Eyes Index, Copenhagen is the world's most bike-friendly city. It's not just about reducing car usage. Cycling is also great for the environment. Studies show that cycling produces far fewer emissions than driving a car. In fact, if everyone in the US cycled just 1 mile per day instead of driving, it could reduce emissions by 17 million tons annually. Cities like Bogotá, Colombia, and Paris are following suit by expanding bike share programs. The Velib system in Paris has over 20,000 bikes available to rent, and it has contributed to a 10% reduction in the city's overall carbon footprint. But bike-friendly cities don't just rely on bike lanes. They also invest in bike parking, bike repair stations, and safe cycling zones. The goal is to make cycling as easy and convenient as possible for everyone. As cities continue to prioritize cycling, the benefits extend beyond the environment. Cycling is also a fantastic way to improve public health by promoting exercise and reducing the number of sedentary lifestyles. If you're loving these tips, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss the next chapters where we dive into more eco-friendly solutions. Chapter 4: Zero Waste Cities. From trash to treasure. Waste is a major problem in cities around the world. The average person in the US generates about 4.9 pounds of waste each day. But a zero-waste city isn't just a dream, it's becoming a reality in places like Kamakatsu, Japan. Kamakatsu has implemented a waste separation system that requires residents to separate their trash into 45 different categories. As a result, they've reduced their waste by 80%. Composting is another key strategy. In cities like San Francisco, composting is mandatory, and food scraps are turned into valuable fertilizer. In fact, food waste makes up about 30% of the waste in US landfills. When food waste decomposes in landfills, it releases methane, a powerful greenhouse gas. But by composting, cities can reduce these emissions and create nutrient-rich soil for urban gardens. Zero-waste cities also encourage the use of reusable products instead of disposable ones. Cities like Austin, Texas, have launched campaigns to encourage residents to use reusable bags, containers, and bottles. A study from the Ellen MacArthur Foundation found that moving to a circular economy, where products are reused instead of thrown away, could save the global economy $4.5 trillion by 2030. Chapter 5: Urban Forests. How trees are the city's secret weapon. Imagine walking through a city where trees line the streets, providing shade, reducing noise, and improving air quality. That vision is becoming reality in cities like Melbourne, Australia, which is committed to planting 3 million trees by 2040. Urban forests aren't just pretty, they also help tackle climate change by absorbing carbon dioxide. Trees in cities like New York have been shown to remove over 2 million pounds of air pollutants every year. But trees don't just help the environment, they also improve the quality of life for urban dwellers. Studies have found that people who live near green spaces have lower stress levels and better mental health. In fact, one study by the University of Michigan found that spending just 20 minutes in nature can reduce stress and boost mood. And trees are especially important in urban areas, where concrete and asphalt can make temperatures soar. Urban forests help cool down cities, reducing the heat island effect. In fact, a study by the US Forest Service found that trees can cool cities by up to 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Beyond their cooling benefits, trees also provide habitat for wildlife. Urban forests are home to birds, insects, and small mammals. In London, for example, the city's trees support over 1,500 species of wildlife. As cities continue to grow, urban forests will become even more vital for maintaining biodiversity and ecological balance. Chapter 6: Eco-friendly living on a budget. Sustainable city hacks. Sustainable living doesn't have to cost a fortune. In fact, many eco-friendly habits can actually save money. For example, using energy-efficient appliances can lower electricity bills. According to the US Department of Energy, switching to LED light bulbs can save you up to $75 per year in energy costs. Similarly, insulating your home properly can reduce heating and cooling costs by up to 30%. Second-hand shopping is another great way to live sustainably without breaking the bank. Thrift stores and online marketplaces are full of gently used items that are often much cheaper than buying new. And it's not just clothes, you can find furniture, electronics, and household goods at a fraction of the cost. One of the easiest ways to reduce waste and save money is by reducing water usage. Simple changes like fixing leaks, taking shorter showers, or using water-efficient appliances can cut your water bill significantly. In fact, a family of 4 can save up to $400 per year just by reducing their water consumption. Supporting local businesses is another way to live sustainably on a budget. Local farmers markets, for example, often sell fresh, seasonal produce at lower prices than grocery stores. By supporting these businesses, you're also reducing the environmental cost of transporting goods long distances. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more tips on making your city life greener and more sustainable. Let's make eco-friendly living a part of our everyday routine.